So I haven't posted a video in a while to visit my best bro since preschool. It used to be the meat that was fed to inmates, and they're actually both still alive. You blow the water that's in the snorkel out of it, catching and making this meal. What's good, y'all? So today, I'm tired. It's been a long day. Had work stuff in the morning and then went for a dive with my dad after to catch this guy. This is a lobster. It's a spiny lobster. You can find these out here in Southern California. But it was just a tough dive overall. But I'm really glad we didn't come up empty-handed. So came home, cooked up this awesome pasta. Decided to add some shrimp to it because we had some jumbo frozen shrimp in the freezer. So like, oh, let's throw this in here. Had a bunch of tomatoes and all this stuff, and now we have an incredible looking, don't drop this, but we have an incredible looking meal. Okay, so we're gonna dive in, and then we'll grab a thumbnail, but first things first, let's just say a quick prayer and we'll do this thing. All right, God, just thank you for the day. Thank you for an opportunity to work and also to be able to go film just something fun, getting to dive for lobsters. Thanks for keeping me safe. Be with everyone at home and let us live great lives. Amen. Okay, so first things first, let's, I guess, smack a thumbnail. You know what, first things first, I think I deserve a beer. I don't know why I deserve it, but it just sounds nice. So we got a little leftover from the weekend, Golden Road Hazy IPA. Whoo, and your boy was parched. Wow, I needed that. That was great. Okay, so that was so cold too. Okay, so first things first, let's just smack a thumbnail. I've got the camera facing me, so the actual screen's in the back, so I actually can't see what's going on. So I'm gonna hope this is a decent thumbnail. So we'll assume that one of those was good. And now let's just go ahead and dive in. Okay, so, so my dad already tried this. He said it was good, but I actually haven't tried this yet. So this will be my first bite. Well, that's really good. So I grated a bunch of Parmesan cheese on top of it, and I think it was all sitting there for like, a few minutes until I brought it back here. So it's just a ball of Parmesan cheese that got rolled up in that bite. Got some more of this beer. So yeah, today's dive was tough. I'll tell you about it in a sec, but I do want to try this lobster since I literally caught this lobster with my own hands, and we ended his life, or well, I guess we'll say his life ended for this meal, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat it while it's fresh and hot and good. So as always, thank you, lobster, for your life. We do appreciate it. Cheers. Whoa, that's good. So fresh. I had to eat some pasta quick to try them combined. Yeah, so this was on the smaller side. This was just big enough in the legal limit to keep. But a lot of times I think these smaller lobsters taste better than some of the big lobsters that you find. But I guess it can be hit and miss because every once in a while you find a big lobster that also tastes really good too. But yeah, these small lobsters, they always taste so good. Yeah, that is good. Okay, so I went out diving today. Rancho Palos Verdes area, and I've been a little bit scatterbrained because the dive was it took a lot out of me. I was just out there for like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours diving. I saw quite a few lobsters. I saw probably like 5 or 6 and went for a couple of them, but the way lobsters are, they don't hang out in the open of the water. They hang out in little cracks of rocks, under crevices of rocks, and in like the inlets of little caves, like underwater. So basically, anytime you try and reach for a lobster, immediately it kicks its tail in, which shoots it backward. It shoots like a backwards water jet towards you, propelling itself backwards into these holes. So if you're trying to grab one, it's just like so difficult to get it out of a hole because it just kicked itself deep in there, right? And then imagine plus you're 20 feet underwater, 22 feet underwater sometimes, maybe even more, maybe less. But you're trying to hold your breath. You're thinking about just all sorts of things that are going on, all the seaweed that's wrapping around you, and you're trying to get back to the surface. And I think today was one of the tougher dives because I ended up drinking unintentionally so much salt water. Like it kind of comes with the territory of diving. You know, sometimes you're gonna end up drinking a little bit of salt water when you come up from the to the surface of the water. You blow the water that's in the snorkel out of it, so you have a clear air tube, and then you can just breathe normally. But I think there was something wrong with my snorkel with the clip where it was like tilting it backwards, where the tip was almost touching the water. Imagine if a wave's coming up, now it's like dunked underwater. So there'd be times where I'd blow to try and clear the snorkel, then take a deep breath, and the end of the snorkel would be dunked in water. So immediately you're basically just drinking out of a straw, like, and chugging gulps of salt water. So that happened to me probably like 7-8 times today, which, you know, the last 3-4 times I've gone diving, I've really been able to avoid drinking salt water. But I think today there was really something faulty with my snorkel. I think the clip got moved a little bit. So I just ended up drinking, probably 2-3 cups of water. So I was out there trying to champ it out, got really nauseous, felt like I almost had to throw up because it's just not good for your body to be drinking all that. But went in to see my pops for a second, see what time it was. And almost called it. I almost said, hey, let's just call it a day, take the L. But I was like, no, man, we can do this. I knew I had seen lobsters. I was like, no, just give me, I was like, Dad, 20 more minutes. If I'm not back in 20 minutes, then, call me and I'll come back. So I went back out for 20 minutes. Luckily, like 10 minutes in, I see a good lobster. End up making the grab, pinning him against a rock and pulling him out. I've got so many cuts on my hands because I only had one glove. So with my left hand, there's a couple times where I was trying to grab lobsters, but these are called spiny lobsters for a reason. The lobsters in Southern California. I mean, these spines are no joke. So if they're kicking their tails, these spines are stabbing into your fingers every time. So they are tricky. They're not easy to catch. You do have to. It does take a little bit of practice and getting used to. I intentionally went during low tide because it's just easier to dive down to the bottom. You don't have to be diving like 30 feet, 25 feet to get to the bottom when it's low tide. It's usually like, anywhere from 7 to 22 feet maybe to the bottom. So intentionally went during low tide. Also, the next video I'm going to post is going to be a basically recap of that day, catching and making this meal. So if you want to learn how to make it, you can tune in on my next video. I gotta finish editing the whole day and everything together, but I'll be teaching you how to do that. Try the shrimp out. That shrimp's really good too. It's so interesting that lobster used to be, they call it like the cockroaches of the sea. It used to be the meat that was fed to inmates in prisons and stuff because they saw it as being like the roaches of the sea. Now, it's like great stuff. So it's just interesting how, where society places value, it just becomes valuable. Or if we say this sucks, it starts to suck because all society says it. But in reality, lobsters probably always tasted just this good. So those inmates were eating nice. So I haven't posted a video in a while. This past weekend, I went up to San Jose to visit my best bro since preschool. Since we were 3 years old. So it's been crazy long friendship. Went to visit him up in San Jose. And this is the first time like visiting friends now that I'm like a YouTuber or whatever, where I actually like want to try to create videos on a schedule and, you know, want to try and stay busy with that. So it was weird for me because naturally whenever we hang out, I just want to be just fully present, kicking it, having fun. And that's what I decided to do because I didn't want to just like break up the flow and just be like, yo, bud, do you want to film a mukbang, you know, and like go to a restaurant, set up cameras and do all that stuff, because it kind of just felt like it was going to get in the way of the flow of just us being normal bros, you know, and I don't get to see him all the time, so I wanted to just really enjoy that time for what it was. But on the last day I showed him like my YouTube videos and stuff. He's like, dude, let's definitely do a video next time. So he's planning on coming down to LA like a couple weeks or maybe even less than. So we're probably gonna try and smack a mukbang at that point so you can meet my buddy Nick. And I think it'll be really cool. But yeah, so I'm still getting used to telling friends that I have a YouTube. I just recently started telling people that I do have a YouTube. So it's been cool just to hear feedback and, you know, positive criticism and input, advice. It's been really helpful. But overall, this past weekend was great. Got to see my boy Nick and his girlfriend Jenna. Stayed with them for a couple days and saw San Jose. It was really cool. You know, I had never visited my bro up in San Jose ever since he moved there, which was like 9-10 years ago. So finally I made the visit up to San Jose and pretty much just got to see what his world has looked like for the last 9-10 years. Got to meet some of his friends. Thought that was cool. I've gotten to hang out with a lot of his friends over the years anyways, but to actually do it in San Jose, hang out with him and Jenna was super sick. I forgot to add, my battery on my camera is about to die, or on my phone, because I've been using my phone to videotape all day. I came back and tried to finish like the vlog of making this, and I just haven't had a chance to really put my phone on the charger, so I think there's probably like 4 or 5% battery left at this point, hopefully. This is fire. I could eat this every day. I mean, health and all that stuff to the side, I could eat this every day. Just in case my battery really is about to die, it could be at 2%, 3%. Just wanted to say thanks for hanging out. Sorry, I wasn't like, if I seemed like I was tired today, it's because I was. That adventure earlier today really just sucked the energy out of me. But I'm gonna be putting a vlog together of how I caught the lobster, where I caught it, some fun facts, also showing you how I made this pasta. So if you want to know how I did all that, what that adventure looked like, please tune into my next video, because I haven't put it together yet, but I think it'll be cool. So yeah, at this point, just wanted to say to everyone who's out here just showing love and support, thank you. I appreciate all of you. And this was just a normal mukbang. If I did seem a little bit tired, it's because of my next vlog. My next video will show you kind of just everything that went into catching this, cooking it, preparing it, filming it, and all that stuff. So it was just a pretty full day on top of having work in the morning. But just thank you for hanging out. I hope you ate something great with me, or you just hung out and kicked it. Maybe drank a brew with me. Let's kill this boy. Salud. Okay, so yeah, if you made it this far in the video, thank you for hanging out. I love you all. Let's have a great week, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, peace.